Hi everybody, and welcome to your monthly reading by sign. Let's see who is next. Okay, we've got Pisces, and then, how funny, Uranus came out as well, and the symbol is very similar for the planetary emblem of Uranus, so the unexpected. Let's see, you might have some pleasant surprises or startling surprises. Let's see what's going on in the life of Pisces. Alright, so, and Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. So in tropical astrology, we have the full moon in Aquarius August 1st. In sidereal astrology, that full moon will be the blue moon August 30th. But in between, we have the new moon in Cancer, your sister sign in sidereal, in the final degrees of Cancer. And then we also have Mercury going retrograde as of the 23rd of August until the 15th of September. One more there. And let's see what's going on for Pisces. We have the Ace of Swords. Communication, clarity, and truth, although it was in reverse, so it could be referring to Mercury retrograde, where things may not be so clear, concise. Let's see what the rest of the reading can bring to us to add to that explanation. Okay, we've got the Nine of Wands, Moon in Sagittarius, the Wounded Warrior, the Hermit, another 9, 9, 9. In Gematria, Jupiter spelled out equals the value of 99. Jupiter being expansion, good luck, good fortune, but also we have Virgo showing up here. An internal feeling of retreat. King of Wands, now the fire energy of Leo, Sag, and Aries being expressed here. It almost looks like, you know, the king is coming out of this cave holding this lantern. It's emblazoned. So here we have both men carrying staffs. He's carrying the lantern in front of him to find his way. And almost like he put the lantern on top of the staff there, and now he's holding it out in front. There's a difference in utilization there of the energy. Holding it for others versus holding it for yourself. Using it as empowerment, direction, will, turning things around. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, although more Capricorn there with the horns. And we have August 1st, that full moon in Capricorn at 15 degrees. And the Queen of Wands. Okay, so several people showing up in your life. It seems from, you know, where you may have had a lot of time to yourself to now you have, there's time for action. And the fact that we have this pair of fire signs here, Leo, Sag, Aries, you could have strong placements in fire yourself, or Mars placements being activated at this time. But there's a strong creative push, a very lucrative one at that. Could have investors taking a look at your creations, wanting to contract you for an art exhibit, or sign your music, or purchase your program, whatever it is that you've been working on in solitude. There's been a soul searching that's gone on here. This feels like two separate readings here between these two nines and the rest. And we mentioned 99 being Jupiter, being expansion. So it almost feels like a big bang from this energy being pulled in to you, into your inner core. Things had to contract before they can expand. All right, let's get a look at your astrology cards to expand upon this. But Jupiter brings good luck, good fortune. It's the ruler of the Wheel of Fortune card. So there's growth happening. But, you know, there was a lot of intent, a lot of energy invested in this process. So I think you were right in where you prioritized and focused your energy, what relationships you chose to nurture and which ones you chose to leave out. Underneath the deck we have House 2, which is Taurus, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth, as we had the Earth card show up here as well. Finances look good, very strong. You've taken protective measures for your finances. House 3, communication, early learning, childhood relations, and the rational mind. So House 3 is Gemini, ruled by Mercury going retrograde. And also Mercury rules Virgo, too. And the Magician card. So again, I feel like there was a very strategic placement of resources. A lot of planning went into this with the Ace of Swords. There was a commanding logic, a dictation of events that had to be put forth in a certain order. but it's really starting to shine, starting to pay off. There's a lot of attention. People like moths to a flame are coming to your lantern. They're coming to listen to what you have to say. The sun, self-express and embody truth. So the sun is the ruling body of Leo, the season which we're in tropical astrology, and will be as of August 17th in sidereal. Okay. So the sun is also the ruling of the solar plexus, sun, soul, of course, the yellow center of our body, and this is a yellow lantern. The will, the individuality, not being afraid to be your unique self here as Uranus, doing things differently is what's garnered you all this attention and success. Not apologizing or dimming your light for anybody. House 9, spiritual growth. Well, 9 is also shown here twice, 9, and this is Sagittarius, whose ruler is Jupiter. Hence the growth aspect. So spiritual and physical growth here, spiritual and material growth. And then a square, a challenging situation and a mountain to climb. Well, yeah, you wouldn't have gotten to where you are if you weren't faced with a challenge to overcome. Hence this 9 of Wands. There's a wounded warrior here. He's been through a lot of battles, but he's overcome and conquered every single one of them. He collects a staff every time he defeats an opponent. Leveling up. You're at level 99. Okay. Can you get to 100 in this mortal life? I don't know. Or is 99 like the max you can do? I remember, okay, old school game. If you ever played Final Fantasy on the original Nintendo, you couldn't get your character above level 99. There might have been for most of the series of those games. But anyway, I don't know why I thought of that. But it's like being the most excellent version of yourself at this time on this planet in this body. That's what is happening for August. So you're definitely attracting, again, a mirrored soul, masculine or feminine, depending on which energy you embody. Your perfect mate is recognizing this, and there's a meeting point in the middle. You're both very successful. Could be two successful business partners joining forces, or two people establishing a new physical relationship, a new foundation. Okay. This is exciting news, Pisces. I mean, that the radical change that Uranus is bringing is obviously a positive one. So embrace this Aquarian moon, whether it be the first or last full moon of the month. It's bringing something very special with it. A lot of attention, admiration, and success. So let's see what the Queen of the Moon Oracle can add to this. Okay, so I will get to. Our first one is acceptance. Yeah, well, accept the reward or accept the offer. Whoever is coming into your life. There's, again, I mentioned a joining of forces. You both have this magnetic quality about you. There's an electric connection. There's goosebumps. There's electricity when you touch, when you talk, when you connect. But electricity is also the lightning bolt, is also the symbol of Jupiter and Zeus, which we've been discussing. And the fourth house of home and family, Cancer, could be a Cancerian. We also have focus, number 14, 4 and 14. Yeah, I mean, there couldn't be a more clear point in your life right now of where you are and where you're going. So maybe the Ace of Swords, wasn't meant to come in upside down, because this is clarity, mental focus, mental acuity, awareness. All right, so you must focus on the task at hand right now. There is no room for a scattergun approach. Put on the blinkers and do not listen to gossip or negative people. If you make a mistake, it is your mistake to make. Do not waste your focus. Do not split your attention into too many pieces. I have a laser-like focus that serves me well. What we place our focused attention on matters. Placing our undivided focus on something means we are more likely to take action on it. We are more likely to finish something we wish to complete if we focus on it. We are more likely to plan and succeed in our achievements should we take the time to focus on how. Even something as simple as eating a meal is more enjoyable if we take the time to focus on just that, eating and all that its sensory rewards. What hinders focus? Diversion. It is often diversion we set for ourselves or that we allow. When we are afraid of our own growth or greatness, we may procrastinate. What is it? Growth came in the 9th house. That's also long-distance travel, too. So there could be a traveling or a distance between you and these great minds that are coming closer together. So don't fear the growth or the greatness or the spiritual growth that comes with the experience of communicating and networking with others. in your immediate field or environment. We might place drama in our own way. We may even focus on everyone except for ourselves and never have the time to do the things we set for ourselves. Our heart's desires therefore never come to us. We might allow the opinions of others to get in the way, letting the criticisms and values of others affect us. This is useless. We need to forget about the gossip of opinions of others, about what our society says. Instead, turn our focus to you and what you are doing. Pay attention to you. We need to focus instead on what feels so deeply good to us, that what we really want and what we want to place our laser-like focus upon, and soon it will be ours. The companion stone or metal is carnelian, which is a bright yellow-orange stone, which aligns with the sun and the solar plexus we discussed earlier. But I feel like, again, all this focus, it came as a result of this inner journey that is now complete. You're coming out of the cave. If you've read Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey and the allegory of the cave, and emerging with this enlightenment. And maybe that entire time that you spent withdrawn was to help you focus on what really mattered and what you really wanted to manifest for yourself. But that was, well played. That was well spent energy, time, focus, and care for self. All right. And then we have got some angels and ancestors for us here. I'm not going to end the reading right now, really, Pisces. You're doing well. You're succeeding in every aspect. The seer, see beyond the current situation. So yeah, that's the focus too. It's funny because we have these two figures with their eyes closed, right? There's a butterfly on her third eye, and there's like these jewels above hers. But they're both not seeing with their physical eyes, but their spiritual eyes. They're able to see beyond. They can definitely see the future because that's how they construct their future. They envision it. They use that focus, the power of the visualization in order to bring it into reality. So you're very gifted in that respect. Okay. How about your archetype card? You can see the big picture too. You're not distracted or blindsided by details, or sometimes that can be the pitfall of Gemini and Mercury, like focusing too much on it, the little things or the distractions. But I don't see that happening to you with all these court cards, this empowered energy coming through. Virgo again, the season of Virgo with this Hermit showing up could be the fruition point as well, with the Queen of Coins showing up. Okay. The temple, number 39, that has to do with a sacred space or place. Also, your body is a temple, taking care of your health, your spiritual health. The sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is called to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshipping? Your phone, money, material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room in your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. So, indeed, the temple travels with you. This card is interwoven with the pilgrim archetype. You've been longing for a spiritual journey. Book your tickets. Okay, so the 9th house, spiritual growth, did come up here. So you could be going on a spiritual retreat, meeting a mentor, going on some kind of soul-searching quest, to the mountains, perhaps. The ancient yogis saw the body itself as the temple, every function and feature of it as an expression of divinity. Build a shrine with found materials. Don't spend any money, only time. Okay, so yeah. Nature is your workshop. Everything that you have is already available at your fingertips. So it's not the value of material goods that are traded, for money. It's what's available to you for free that has the most meaningful power behind its construction. Let's see which alchemy card we can get for Pisces. Okay, so this one fell out. We have Saturn Okay, number 7. This full moon, August 1st, is in Capricorn at 15 degrees in sidereal, which is Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. So that's also the scythe, the harvest, right? That's what we use to harvest wheat. Reaping the rewards. And Pluto, wow, number 10. So 7 and 10. 7-10 split. I don't know why that just came to mind, like bowling, knocking down all the pins, and we have the 9 hanging up there. I don't know. Maybe you like bowling. I don't know why that came in. Or a strike. But like hitting all the nails on the head. And underneath, look, we have Jupiter showing up, number 6. So Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto, all 3 large, heavy, slow-moving outer planets. Saturn is retrograde until October, every year between May and October. So when that starts going forward, it is the fall time, it's the harvest time. We could be seeing that's when the success comes through for you. Pluto is death, transformation, endings, and change. So it's definitely the end of the growing season, time to reap the rewards. And then Jupiter is that good luck. It's that expansion, the ruler of the 9th house, Sagittarius. Again, you could be traveling or have aspects in Sagittarius, especially with the King and Queen of Wands showing up here, or you could be meeting a Sagittarius or someone with a lot of placements there. Okay. But yeah, it's like expanding into the void. There's no limit to the expanse. They say the universe is still expanding, but I always said expanding into what? But that's the point. There's enough kinetic energy behind you and this partner or this business deal that it's just going to keep snowballing, like growing and growing and growing. Okay, so where do I start? Do I read all of these? Let's go with Saturn first because it was the first card out. Title of the card is Structure, Authority, Consequence. Saturn is known as the great ruler, the authoritative father, and the structuring force. Limitations, rules, logistics, and laws all fall under Saturn's claim, and they insist on our adherence. Saturn constricts, it corrects, it governs. The force of this planet is mind-bogglingly frustrated, especially for creative types, as it can feel like one limitation after another, yet its ability to support is unmatched. No creative project can come to be without the Saturnian qualities of commitment, endurance, and steadiness. The tick of the clock reminds us of the planet's steadfast presence, eternally measuring. It's no surprise it's associated with the metal lead and the qualities of density and weight. To embrace Saturn is to embrace the foundation and become one's own central authority. It's not as dull or easy as it sounds. That's Saturn's secret. Ironically, and to the amusement of anarchists everywhere, the authoritarian energy of Saturn is said to reside in the middle finger. Yes, there's in palmistry, every finger represents a different planet. We have Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and I can't remember the thumb. But anyway, Saturn is the middle finger. So it's the authority. You can say F you to authority. I'm my own king. I'm my own queen this month. I don't need your rules. I don't need... the rules don't apply to me anymore. You learn them so you could break them better. So you can rise above those restrictions. There truly is like a crowning. I mean, Jupiter's king of the gods. It feels, Jupiter overthrows his father Saturn, Cronus. There is a changing of the guards here in your life. As far as authority goes, becoming your own authority, having the discipline to put in the work so you can free yourself from any external force that wants to hold you back or put that was what the challenge is. It gave you a mountain to climb, you conquered the crap out of it. All right, so Jupiter's expansion, possibility, and fortune. Jupiter is often a welcome sight emerging from the darkness, shimmering with possibility. It is the planet of growth, expansion, success, and elevation. When this card appears, the future is full and bright, perhaps even dazzling. Everyone wants to be around Jupiterian energy and to claim a little for themselves. So there is likely a magnetic feeling at play. The work is to keep Jupiter's bigness in balance during the wave of expansion that's taking place. Its shadow is most easily seen in celebrity culture, excess consumption, and messaging of never enough. You may begin comparing yourself with others or assessing your value. Don't double judge yourself for this. Jupiter happens. Instead, realign with the benevolent message in your heart. What truly needs expanding? It's likely not your followers or your bank account. True story. This month. In many ways, Jupiter goes hand in hand with success. Evaluate what this concept means to you, who and what determines your success. Jupiter is said to reside in the pointer finger. Use mudras and visualization to enliven and balance its expansive energy and good fortune. And then finally we have Pluto. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, the 8th house of death and transformation and change. So that could be what's changing. It's like I mentioned, a changing of the guards. And as Saturn being constriction and then Jupiter's expansion, it comes with that Big Bang theory that I was coming up with earlier. It felt like this accumulation of energy within your being. And it's all being starting to react until there's an explosion and everything pushes outward. And before you know it, you are well known across the world, across the universe. All right, so moving on to Pluto, the underworld, power and compulsion. Yeah, so personal power too. Pluto's realm is one of the deep and undeniable power. It also is extreme wealth too. They always leave that out. Known as the planet of the underworld, Pluto has a captivating effect that pulls us into its depths, leading to all things excessive and Dionysian in nature. Images of the resurrection, possessions, and sacred heart, birth, sex, and death are all symbols of Pluto's volatile energy. When this card shows up, know that everything will be amplified as though through a live wire. It's all about power, and maybe even addiction. Though Pluto's force field can be ruthless, this tiny planet pushes us toward necessary growth. When we follow its mesmerizing pulse, we are taken into the depths to be changed. There's no point in pretending the underworld is not at work. Admit that you're in it and find the support you need. Not making it worse is a big accomplishment. Amplification is a powerful alchemical operation. Notice what thoughts and speech you amplify throughout the day and adjust as necessary. Well, what you speak, you attract and manifest. In palmistry, it's said that the energy of Pluto resides in the mound of the hand above the heart line and below the head line. Locate your mount of Pluto. So above the heart line and below the head line in the mound. So it's the heart line, head line. So it should be here. The mount of Pluto should be the base of your index finger. So if you want to do more research on that on your own, go for it. See what your mount of Pluto looks like. But I don't know. There's not much else to be said here. Let's look at your Making Magic sigil cards and wrap this up. We're getting a little long-winded. Triple spiral, listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. Look at, I think of the spiral arms of a galaxy. Dragonfly, you bring light to the world. Yeah, well, the lantern showed up, right? In the Hermit. That's your light, and also the light at the end of the staff there is the King of Wands. Perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. Yeah, despite the challenges, right? If you were dealt a crappy hand in life, you know, given lemons, you made lemonade. Okay. And underneath we have the festival creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. Again, I think it's like a party or some kind of celebration to all your success. I see people raising a glass to you. Congratulations on all your success. Maybe we can get a Journey of Love card here. Since the Queen and King did show up, we have Devotion to the Small. Again, that's the discipline of Saturn, showing up every day and doing the work. And then riding the cosmic wave, yeah. So that has to do with my Big Bang Theory. It's like this wave of energy that's coming through your life and uplifting and flowing and pushing you forward higher and further out in the stratosphere, right? So we go from Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and then we are only missing Neptune. We have Pluto. So you're in the outer edges, the upper echelon. Okay, so I'm going to end here with some angel cards for us. Just going to drop some down at random. Not looking, just shuffling. Okay. Understanding. Release. Well, Saturn has to do with release. Acceptance, being welcomed. Yeah, it's like welcome to the big leagues, right? And expansiveness. There's that Jupiter energy. So Saturn taught us lessons, taught us how to release, how to set boundaries and priorities, to work hard, which leads to our growth and expansion and acceptance of a new reality. It feels like a reward. There's a welcome above the door, right? And then we have finally contentment. Yeah. Having the time to enjoy that which brings you pleasure and just feeling content with everything you have, no matter the circumstance, is always going to bring you more. All right, Pisces, this was an incredible reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments below. I wish you all the best. Enjoy your blessings, and we'll see you next time. Bye.